everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Harwell was at the helm of the band when it released a string of hits in the late 1990s and early 2000s. These included Walkin' on the Sun, Can't Get Enough of You, Baby, All Star, and a cover version of the Monkees' 1967 hit, I'm a Believer. He was born Stephen Scott Harwell on 9 January 1967 in Santa Clara, California. Initially, Harwell was a rapper with a band called Freedom of Speech, FOS, and in 1994, he co-founded Smash Mouth with Kevin Coleman on drums, Paul Delisle on bass, and Greg Camp on lead guitar. Smash Mouth was named after an American football term, meaning an offensive system relying on a strong running game when most of the plays run by the offense are handoffs to the fullback or tailback. The band soon became a major part of the burgeoning ska/punk scene, and later adopted a range of retro styles that covered many decades of popular music. They released their debut album Fush You Mang in 1997, which went double platinum on the strength of the turntable favorite Walkin' on the Sun. The single reached the top 10 in Australia, Canada, Iceland, Italy, and Spain. Smash Mouth went on to produce another 6 studio albums, the most recent being Magic in 2012. In 1998, they scored another hit with Why Can't We Be Friends, originally released by the Funk Outfit War in 1975. The song appeared on the soundtrack of the Kevin Bacon film Wild Things, which was released the same year. Smash Mouth continued to dominate the airwaves in 1999 with their second studio album Astro Lounge. Can't Get Enough of You, Baby, originally released by a psychedelic band called And the Mysterians in 1967, was the standout track. It was certified gold in Australia and appeared on the soundtrack for the teen movie Can't Hardly Wait, released in 1998. Astro Lounge also included Smash Mouth's signature hit All Star, which was the band's only appearance in the top 10 of the Billboard charts. Harwell told Rolling Stone magazine, All Star and I'm a Believer gained legions of additional fans when they were used on the 2001 soundtrack for the DreamWorks blockbuster film Shrek. At the time of writing, All Star had close to 1 billion streams on the popular audio app Spotify. Also in 2001, Harwell suffered personal tragedy when his son Presley died at 6 months of age from leukemia. Harwell later set up a disease prevention fund in his son's name. As Smash Mouth's fame spread across the world, Harwell became more and more in demand by the entertainment industry. He made a cameo appearance in the 2001 film Rat Race, and in 2006, he was a featured cast member on The Surreal Life, a reality show that aired on VH1, a music-orientated cable station in the United States. He also performed 2 songs, Beside Myself and Everything Just Crazy, for a South Korean Chinese animated film called Pororo, The Racing Adventure, in 2013. In 2011, a writer at Something Awful, an American comedy website, offered Harwell $20 for eating 24 eggs. The story hit Twitter and other people came forward, offering bigger sums. Harwell said he would take up the challenge if he could receive pledges totaling $10,000 so that he could donate the money to Stew Children's Hospital. The fundraising goal was reached in less than a week, and Harwell completed the challenge at Johnny Garlic's restaurant in Dublin, California. Celebrity chef Guy Fieri, a personal friend of Harwell's, prepared the eggs and the event ended up raising $15,000. Very little is known about Harwell's personal life, except that he suffered serious medical problems since at least 2013 when he was diagnosed with cardiomyopathy, a disease of the heart muscle that can cause heart failure. He was also diagnosed with a condition called Wernicke encephalopathy, which can impair motor functions, speech, and memory. In addition to these ailments, Harwell struggled with alcoholism for much of his life. In his later years, Harwell attracted negative media attention for appearing on stage while obviously under the influence. Giving our regards to Tony Bennett, the king of self-belief. In 2015, while performing at a food festival in Fort Collins, Colorado, Harwell started yelling abuse at the crowd and stormed off the stage after members of the audience pelted him with pieces of bread. Harwell later apologized for the incident in an interview with the Herald Mail. Event organizer Jason Ornstein had offered to make an announcement instructing the crowd not to throw bread, but claimed that Harwell took matters into his own hands. In 2016, Harwell collapsed on stage at a concert in Urbana, Illinois, and was taken to hospital in an ambulance. Smash Mouth finished the concert without him, with bass player Paul Delisle doing lead vocals. A 19-time winner of the Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Game Show Host has died at age 99, NBC News and Fox reported on Saturday. Barker was an affable fixture on U.S. television for half a century, a committed animal rights activist and vegetarian. The silver-haired Barker, host of The Price is Right, from 1972 to 2007, was known for a memorable comic turn playing himself in the hit 1996 film, Happy Gilmore, beating up a character played by Adam Sandler. Barker gave millions of dollars to pro-animal causes, including donating $5 million for a 1,200-ton ship named the Bob Barker that was operated by the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society to stop Japanese whaling ships from killing whales off Antarctica. The Price is Right, in which contestants tried to guess the price of various consumer products and played a slew of games to win prizes, became a U.S. pop culture institution on daytime TV, with the smooth-talking Barker at the helm for 6,586 episodes. A studio announcer would bray "Come on down," as one by one excited contestants would trot out of a studio audience down to the stage. Exuberant contestants occasionally would bear hug and even tackle Barker. "Can I kiss you?" a woman once inquired during a show. "No, I'm working," deadpanned Barker, known for his good-natured humor. "Meet me in the parking lot later." Over the years, he handed out more than $300 million in cash and prizes like cars, appliances, and trips. "I think TV hosts are like pies, and some people like apple and some cherry and some chocolate," Barker told the Hartford Courant in 2009. "I'm just very fortunate that they like me well enough to invite me into their homes for 50 years. The Price is Right became the longest-running game show on U.S. television. Barker returned to the show in 2013 to mark his 90th birthday, and again in 2015 for an April Fool's Day episode. Barker was known for pro-animal causes and campaigned for them into his 90s. He would end episodes of The Price is Right by urging viewers to get their pets spayed and neutered to control the animal population, and began a foundation to subsidize the practices. He also spoke out against the treatment of animals in zoos, rodeos, and circuses. Barker stopped eating meat in 1979. His hair abruptly became silver when he quit using hair dye because it is tested on animals. In 1987, Barker quit as longtime host of the Miss USA and Miss Universe beauty pageants when pageant officials refused to stop draping contestants in fur coats. In the film Happy Gilmore, Barker played himself in a memorable scene in which he was playing in a golf pro-am tournament with Sandler's character, an excitable failed hockey player turned golfer. The two come to blows in a wild, extended comic brawl that ended with Barker thrashing Sandler. They staged another fight for a promotional video in 2015 when Barker, who studied karate with tough guy actor Chuck Norris, was 91. In 1994, a woman who worked as a model on The Price is Right sued him for sexual harassment, but Barker said it was a consensual, intimate relationship. The suit later was dropped. Her Days of Our Lives character provided a rare burst of daytime drama comedy. She was later the voice of Harley Quinn, the Joker's henchwoman. Arlene Sorkin, an actress and comedian who created memorable characters in two decidedly different universes, the soap opera one of Days of Our Lives and the crime-fighting one of Batman, where her Harley Quinn became a fan favorite after she first gave her a voice in 1992 on Batman. The animated series died on August 24 in Los Angeles. She was 67. Her husband, the producer and writer Christopher Lloyd, said the cause was pneumonia coupled with multiple sclerosis, which she had dealt with for many years. Early in her career, Ms. Sorkin was best known as part of a female comedy troupe called the High-Heeled Women, which formed in 1978 and performed all over the country, mixing jokes and comic songs. One number in their repertoire was a rap called for white girls who have considered analysis when electrolysis is enough, a riff on the Toes Lake Change play for colored girls who have considered suicide when the rainbow is enough. By some accounts, Lily Tartikoff, the wife of the NBC executive Brandon Tartikoff, saw Ms. Sorkin in a high-heeled women's show and told her husband to look into signing her. In any case, in 1984 Ms. Sorkin made her debut on Days of Our Lives, the long-running NBC soap, as Calliope Jones, later Calliope Jones Bradford, an offbeat fashion designer who brought a rare burst of humor to the often overly earnest world of daytime
known as
drama. The other guitarist in the British rock group Dire Straits led by Mark Knopfler has died aged 68, the band announced. The group, famous for classic hits such as Sultans of Swing and Money for Nothing, posted the news on social media and its website. Sonny died on Wednesday at the age of 68, the band said, and leaves behind a legacy of musical excellence. Born John Thomas Sonny in the U.S. state of Pennsylvania in 1954, he was working at Rudy's Music Shop in New York when he met Knopfler and his brother David in the late 70s, just after they founded Dire Straits. Sonny joined the band in 1984, while it was recording its album Brothers in Arms, replacing guitarist Hal Lindes. On the hit album, which helped popularize the CD as a musical format, was the song Money for Nothing, which became the group's biggest commercial success and was broadcast on loop on the MTV television station. Sonny played on Dire Straits' subsequent world tour, as well as at the famous Live Aid charity concert in London. He embraced the role of being the other guitar player in Dire Straits and used the title on his website. Jack Sonny passed away unexpectedly, leaving behind a deep sense of sadness, the band said. The cause of his death remains a mystery at this moment, it added. We will provide updates as soon as we receive more information. The world of music suffered a significant loss on August 30, 2023, as gifted guitarist Jack Sonny passed away at the age of 68. Sonny's legacy transcends his musical skills alone, spanning his roles as musician, marketing executive, and writer. With such an extensive repertoire of experiences under his belt, his life story showcases Sonny's dedication to creativity while exploring different avenues within arts and culture. Early passion for music and unconventional journey. From an early age, Jack Sonny displayed a deep affinity for music. His journey began with the study of instruments like piano, trumpet, and guitar, eventually focusing his attention on the latter. He departed from his literature studies at the University of Connecticut to immerse himself in music, enrolling in the Hartford Conservatory of Music to nurture his budding talent. The musician's evolution, from Greenwich Village to the world stage. After honing his skills, Sonny moved to New York City, where his musical journey truly took flight. Initially attempting to carve a niche in the city's vibrant session scene, he eventually formed his own band, the Leisure Class. This musical venture quickly gained recognition, establishing itself as a staple of the Greenwich Village music community during the late 1970s. However, it was his fateful encounter with guitarist Elliot Randall that paved the way for Sonny's connection to Dire Straits. This meeting led to his involvement in the iconic band's recording sessions and subsequent tour for their landmark album Brothers in Arms. Sonny's contributions, particularly his guitar synthesizer work on The Man's Too Strong, showcased his musical versatility and creativity. A transition to new horizons. Marketing executive and innovator. Sonny's musical journey with Dire Straits marked a pivotal period of his life, yet he welcomed change openly. Following the birth of his twin daughters, he embarked upon a career change as a marketing executive. His role in companies like Seymour Duncan, Rivera Guitar Amplifiers, Line 6, and Guitar Center underscored his ability to channel his creativity into various domains. One of his most notable achievements was his involvement in the development of the POD, a revolutionary digital technology product for artists. This innovation showcased his knack for combining artistic sensibilities with technical ingenuity, further solidifying his status as a multifaceted visionary. A literary pursuit, transitioning to writing. In a testament to his ever-evolving nature, Jack Sonny transitioned yet again, this time embracing the realm of writing. His move to Healdsburg, California, marked the beginning of his journey as a writer. He immersed himself in literary arts, serving as the house manager and resident writer at the Noble Center for Literary Arts, until its closure in 2017. Sonny's ability to seamlessly transition between creative endeavors spoke volumes about his passion and adaptability. Mystery surrounding the end. Reflecting on a life well lived. The news of Jack Sonny's sudden passing on August 30, 2023, reverberated through the music community and beyond. His absence during a scheduled performance due to health issues marked the poignant and unexpected end to a life filled with artistic endeavors and creative exploration. As of yet, the exact circumstances surrounding his death remain unknown. However, the outpouring of tributes and condolences from fellow musicians, fans, and acquaintances attests to the immense impact he made battling ill health. Harwell had a lot of difficulties in his personal life. In late 2019, his fiancée Esther Campbell filed a restraining order against the singer, accusing him of threatening behavior and excessive drinking. However, in Harwell's final days, it was reported that the pair had reconciled and that Campbell was by his side when he passed away. While Harwell let his personal demons get the better of him on many occasions, he was nevertheless a true rock and roller leading a rock star life. His raw talent was undeniable and won him legions of fans. Fans of Jimmy Buffett have vivid and fond memories of the singer-songwriter who passed away recently, and his performances left lasting impressions. The musician, known for penning the hit Margaritaville and evoking island escapism vibes, died in his Long Island home on September 1. He had been battling Merkel cell skin cancer for 4 years, wrote the New York Times. The artist was 76 years old, having sold at least 23 million albums in the United States alone, and recognized for his lyrics about carefree life. Buffett was a folk hero to his fans, known as parrot heads. Buffett treated a small audience to a surprise concert appearance in July at a Rhode Island restaurant called Sunset Cove. Little did spectators know that the show would be Buffett's last performance. Mike McFarlane, who owns the Waterfront Cafe and Cocktail Spot, said that the concert was electric, featuring songs such as Changes in Latitudes, Changes in Attitudes, Son of a Sailor, and A Pirate Looks at 40. We asked readers to share their favorite memories of Buffett, and we collected a roundup of 11 reflections. Reader Sue S. from Situate told Boston.com about how she saw Buffett perform at the Music Inn in Lenox in 1977. He automatically clicked with the audience, she said. He charmed us all with his music and small talk, she said. I became a follower and saw him many times after that, whenever he was in the Boston area. I had to drive back the same night because of work the next morning. It is a great memory. Below, find out what Jimmy Buffett meant to Boston.com readers. I pumped gas at the Auburn University airport while going to school and working on my pilot license. One day, a unique aircraft landed, and the pilot asked to be refueled. I had a detailed conversation with the pilot about his aircraft and how he trained with military pilots. What a nice gentleman and story, I thought, when a coworker came running out as the pilot headed into the terminal. Dude, that's giant and my BUFA he said. Of course, I knew of Jimmy Buffett, but my mental image was shaggy hair and a mustache. It was 1990, and he had changed his look to trim and clean-shaven. On the way out, he shared a little story of his short time at Auburn and encouraged me with my aviation career. I became an airline pilot, and I will always remember the encounter for his genuine enthusiasm and ability to make you feel special. My husband and I, Maine is the same age as Jimmy Buffett, loved his music. After all, we lived in Vacationland. We had married young too, and had 2 daughters who loved to sing along with their dad. His favorite was Ragtop Day, and he played it at full volume with the windows down one beautiful summer day as we drove through Ogunquit together. Do you girls know what a ragtop is? Yes, Dad, you've told us a million times. It was a moment we all cherished. He died of cancer at age 52, leaving a huge hole in our hearts, and now Jimmy has too. I've been to a lot of Buffett shows all over the country. The one I'll always remember was on June 20, 2013, at the Paradise Rock Club in Boston, to benefit the One Fund. It was an amazing show. 21 songs. The Bruins were playing Chicago for the Stanley Cup. But that didn't stop most of the team from showing up that night. Jimmy loved Boston and the people that lived there. They were his kind of people. Thanks for the memories, Jimmy. We'll all be happily ever after, now and then. I saw Jimmy Buffett perform at the Music Inn in Lenox in July 1977. I went with a friend from New Hampshire. Buffett was still sort of a folk act. He performed a lot of stuff from the A1 album and some of his earlier stuff like Manana. The last song he performed was a cover of Jerry Jeff Walker's Long Afternoons. We were all different people back then, and it was a different world. Many, many fond memories. First saw Jimmy at Irvine Meadows, California, in the early 80s with a friend who passed shortly thereafter from cancer. All the way to Delaney Talks to Statues, as the father-daughter dance at my daughter's wedding, and all the classic Buffettism phrases along the way. R.I.P. Jimmy.